everyone.
What? Hello, everybody.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, everybody. They're not going to know it's us. Hello,
One.
Ah, are you? Are you what? Are you serious? Hello, everybody. Welcome to
Baking with Baby.
this week's episode of Baking with Babies. And what are we making?
Chocolate chip cookies.
Well, we're making cookies. We're not making chocolate chip cookies. We're making
Hot cookies.
heart cookies, raspberry nut heart cookies. And so if you're making these around Valentine's Day, which is a great time to make them too, they're in the recipe that we found with the vanilla. They're called raspberry nut valentines, but we like to make them any time of the year. And we're making them for our really good friends, Kim and Tara and Tobias, because they need some extra love and hugs right now. So we're making them for them on this episode. And we're going to make the dough right now. And then later on, the dough has to chill for a little while, and then we'll roll them out in the next section. So shall we make the dough?
Are you ready?
I'm ready. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. So you are going to take a cup of butter, softened, and we've already softened the butter. Which spoon would you like, sir? Should we take the butter out? You take a cup of butter, which is 2 sticks of butter. Well done. Thank you, sir. And you're going to mush it up. Cream it, as it were. And once you have it creamed, you're then going to add 2/3 a cup of granulated sugar. And so we're just keeping this recipe. We're not doubling it or tripling it. The recipe says it makes about 3 dozen cookies. Vanilla.
We need vanilla.
We will need vanilla in just a moment. You're absolutely right. So you'll need 2/3 of a cup of sugar. Would you like to help me measure it from the whole cup?
One cup.
Liam's cup.
That's just.
Oh, the little cup. Shall we do 2 of those? This is a 1/3 cup, so we'll put 2 1/3 cups in. Yeah, this is slightly awkward. Let's do this way. So that's 1, and then we'll pour the other one in because there's not a whole lot left in there. We have to refill our sugar jar.
Yeah.
Okay, and pour it in. Very nice. All right, let's mix that up. Oh, no tasting until it's what?
But
Until it's baked. No. Keep it in the bowl. Mix it up. And after you cream the butter and the sugar together, what are we going to add in? What do we need?
vanilla.
Vanilla. This is a pretty simple recipe, but it's one of our favorites.
We want a tablespoon.
The big one is a tablespoon. We won't need a tablespoon. We will only need a 1/2 of a teaspoon. So not the 1/4 one, but so that's the 1/4 one. We need one just a little bit bigger than that. Yep, that's it. That's the 1/2 teaspoon. That's the one we need. But this is one of our favorite recipes to make for special occasions. 1, because they look beautiful, and then 2, because they're absolutely delicious.
Good one.
And that's the big one. And like our ribbon cookies that we posted a little while ago, they're fairly addicting. So
We
just
want
beware.
a tablespoon.
We don't need the tablespoon. We need the 1/2 teaspoon. That's the teaspoon, so one just slightly smaller. There you go. All right. Can you hold that for me while we're pouring?
Yeah.
Yep, you want to help? Alrighty. Pour it in. Very nice. You want to smell it? I know. We need to get more vanilla, buddy. We're starting to run out of vanilla. In Liam's shop, at our house, we're going to have to go to the big shops to get that. Mix it up really well.
You don't get the banana in the top.
You're going to go get the vanilla in your shop? Okay. All right, go get it in your shop. Come right back, because then we have to add the nuts. All right, so cream all of that together really well. And then we're gonna add nuts. This recipe calls for pecans. It calls for, or pecans, depending on where you're from. It calls for, oh, perfect, 1.25 cups of ground pecans. And I suppose you could do walnuts if you prefer them, but we really like the pecans and how they taste in this recipe. It gives a really nice fine taste. Vanilla. Thank you so much, sir. Alrighty. So, as you can see, we have some ground up here, and we were just finishing grinding up some. Would you like to help me finish grinding them up? Push it all the way down. And if you don't have kind of a chopper like this, I think this is a Pampered Chef chopper. We love stuff from Pampered Chef and love stuff from King Arthur Flour Company. We've kind of expanded our kitchen supply of things over the last while, and this is a really nice one that we've used for years. But if you don't have that, you can just use a blender and just keep it on a low chop. A blender, yeah.
We need a blender.
We don't need one. We have one. We have one over there. Alrighty. So let's put these in here, and let's measure out. This should be right around 1.25 cups. Okay. Let's make sure we have a cup. Hang on one second. Hang on one second. Put some in. That looks about good. Let's pour this in, and then we'll measure the rest of it. And it is 1.25 cups after it's ground, not a cup of pecans before they're ground, but after they're ground. Okay. How are we doing there? Okay, you've got some. All right, keep this still. We're going to pour some in. At the very end, it gets a little difficult. Whoops. To kind of spoon it in. There we go. So let's pour this in gently. All right. And so depending on just how nutty you like your cookies to be, you can add a little less or a little more.
We need more.
I think we're okay. So let's mix this in. Okay, let's put this in here. Let's scooch this back out of the way a little bit. Let's mix them in. Have to make sure they're really well mixed.
The bake.
What's that?
Dough bake.
After the dough is baked. The dough is not baked yet. This is another one that's nice for kiddos because they're to make with kiddos because there are no eggs in this particular one. This particular recipe.
Crackers.
Crackers. Oh, crack the eggs. Yes, cracking the eggs. You're really good at cracking the eggs, but this recipe doesn't have any eggs.
Let me eat brown sugar.
Brown sugar. Liam has discovered brown sugar. And what is brown sugar? Brown sugar is very what?
Nice.
It is very nice. It's nice to have a little taste, isn't it? But we don't need brown sugar for this recipe. We just use the regular sugar for this recipe. All right, so after you have this all really well mixed together, you're going to add 2 cups of flour. And we have recently acquired, since you haven't been able to find it in shops in just kind of 5-pound bags of flour, we've gone for it. This did come in the mail. This was like Christmas or a birthday. It arrived in the mail, and we got really big bags of flour. And it was probably the last flour that you could find on the internet at the time. Yes.
I'm
right.
diving.
You cannot what?
I'm diving cook.
Drive and cook? It's not safe to. It's not safe to. Cook and bake and drive. Alright, can you help me pour this in?
You better.
You messer? Are you a messer? Help me pour this in, dude. Silly man. Alright, so that's one. Mix it up, and then we'll put another one in after that. And I would suggest, you can also do this with a mixer. I'm trying to think if we've ever done this by hand. Brown sugar, we don't need brown sugar for this one. We usually do this with a mixer rather than by hand, but since we've been doing most of our recipes by hand.
More vanilla.
Not in the recipe, we don't need any more vanilla. We have all the vanilla we need. So we decided to do this one by hand as well.
Vanilla tinted.
The vanilla's finished? I know. The vanilla in your shop and the other vanilla is almost finished as well. We need to get more. All right, 1 more cup of flour.
Mama, open it. it and
In a moment. Would you like to help me pour this in?
Yeah.
Yes, please. Alrighty. Let's mix this in. Once you mix this in, you're going to make sure it's well mixed, and then you're going to put the ball of dough into either a plastic bag, a container, or cover the bowl or the dough with plastic wrap as well.
Mama.
Yes, my love.
That's nice.
That's nice. You can taste those. They're pecans. They're nuts. Possibly one of the messier things that you could eat, ground pecans, but they are
That's
tasty.
nice.
Are they nice? Do you like those? Should we add them to our granola sometime? Yeah, we really like granola in our house. And we have a recipe that we're actually going to be sharing with you guys very soon if we haven't already. Whoops! And this is one of those ingredients that's kind of an optional ingredient. So maybe we'll be adding ground pecans to our granola these days. Alrighty. So once you get to a kind of crumbly stage like this, you might want to take your hands and just kind of put it together a little bit more. And if for whatever reason it seems a little bit on the drier side, depending on the day, or how many pecans you add, like if you add more pecans than what the recipe calls for, you might need a little extra butter or a little extra flour just to make it a little bit more moist. So we will, making sure this is the one from our cupboard and not Liam's shop. So add just a little bit more vanilla. And you'll see it'll start to clump together to form a dough. And so you'll put, once you put it into the plastic bag or wrap it with plastic wrap, you'll put it into the fridge for a minimum of 1 to 2 hours or up to 48 hours. And it's just to kind of make sure that it's easy to handle, that it doesn't kind of just crumble, because it can be a little bit of a crumbly dough and a delicate dough when you're working with it. So having it chilled makes it a little bit easier to handle. Hello, Mr. Moo.
That's granola.
Granola. Did you go get some of the granola that we were talking about? Yeah?
Okay. We went outside.
I know you had brought it outside with you earlier. I know. Do you hear? Do you need some ground up pecans in your granola? All right. So you should be able to get it to where it looks like this. So it's a little bit crumbly, but if you have any extra pieces, nice job, dude. Squish it all together. Feel the butter on your hands? Squish butter. Do we need some more
Butter.
butter?
Butter.
All right.
And
then we're gonna take-
Mommy, butter on top.
We don't need any more. We have all the butter we need. Could you hold this open for me while I'm putting the dough in? All right, so let's put our cookie dough in. And we'll close it up and then put it in the fridge, and we'll see you in about an hour to 2 hours. Say see you in a little bit.
A little bit. Hello, everyone.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, everyone.
They're not gonna know it's us, dude. Say, hello.
Everyone.
Hello, everybody. It's a theme this week, isn't it?
We're babies.
Welcome back to our episode of Baking with Babies. What are we making today?
What are we making?
What are we making?
Tiny tip cookies.
No.
Tiny tip cookies.
We are making cookies. We are making
Cookies.
heart cookies. So we have.
Yum.
Is that Liam's heart?
Yeah.
And Mama's heart?
Yeah.
They go together? Yes, they do. So we're ready to roll out our cookie dough. Our cookie dough has been in the fridge for several hours. We've been busy for the past several hours, and now it's time to roll out our dough. Yeah. So we're going to show you how to do that and show you a couple of these hearts. So you need both a bottom layer of the cookie and a top layer of the cookie. So we'll do some of both of those. All right, so the first thing you need...
I'm ready.
I am ready. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Good. All right, so you will need... What's this?
rolling pin.
A rolling pin or multiple rolling pins if we are rolling together. You will need cookie cutters, and it can be any shape, doesn't have to be a heart, but for these particular ones it's extra nice to have a heart. We are going to cut them. So you need a bigger heart, around 2.5 inches is what they recommend, and then a tiny heart or a tiny circle for the middle. You don't necessarily need a mat to roll the dough out. Come on back, bud. You don't necessarily need a mat. This is just one that we use, but you just need a flat surface that you're going to flour. You're going to be right back. Why, thank you. Shall I put the flour on? Help me do it. You're moving your car? All right, here we go. Are you driving to Baking with Babies today? Yeah. Park your car and come on in. You're back! Did you park your car?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you drive it.
And you drove it. Okay. Are you all ready? Are you all set to roll the dough? It's a very important part of this process. All right, here we go. Sit down on the bottom. Okay, here we go. Liam's heart and Mama's heart. All right, what do we have to put out on our board? Flour. All right, so you want to have a floured surface. You don't want it to be overly floured. Have some kind of on the side as you need it, but you don't want to over flour it. Otherwise, it'll make the dough very dry. And like I said, this is a bit of a crumbly dough anyway, and delicate dough, so you want to be careful of that. Okay, bud, ready?
You will be right back.
Hurry up to.
You're loading up the car.
You're loading up your car again. Well, while Liam is loading up his car, we're going to flour our rolling pins. So getting them all set and all ready. And we're going to take the dough and put it onto the floured surface. And just kind of pat it down so that get enough flour on it so that it's not going to stick to the surface and it's not going to stick to your rolling pin. But like I said, you don't want too much on so that it makes it too brittle or too dry, just enough so it doesn't stick. So here we go, we're gonna get started. Roll the dough out, and you want to roll it out where it's about somewhere between 1/8 and 1/4 inch thick. So you want to make it thin, but not so thin that it breaks easily or that it burns quickly in the oven. We have found that with a lot of experience with this recipe. The oven is red? The light on the oven is red? What does that mean? It's very what?
Hot.
It's very hot. Okay. You helping? Gonna help roll? Oh, not yet. We're still rolling it out. Your turn. Nice job. Whoop! Did I get your fingers? How does that feel? Maybe a little bit thinner on this side. So you don't want it too thin so that it burns, but you also want to make sure that it's thin enough that the cookies don't feel too thick and they cook properly.
Part of the batter.
Part of the batter? No. What do we have to wait for? We have to wait until it's baked. We know it's tempting, but we have to wait until it's baked. Okay, so that looks about right. Okay, and if it starts to break a little bit, you can see here, just kind of push it back together. Wait. Not yet. Ready? All right, so we're going to use the big heart. We're going to use Mama's heart first. Okay?
Then your heart.
Then Liam's heart. Okay? So help me. Press it down. And we're going to make a couple of those. So let's make 4 of these guys. Ready? Yeah, 1, 2. Another one up here.
Yeah.
Another one up here. We'll use Liam's in just a second. Can you help me press this down? Sorry, it was a little further than I meant to put it. 3 and then 4. Nice job. Okay, so 2 of these we're going to transfer onto our cookie sheet because these 2, usually the thicker of the 2, wait a second. Usually the thicker of the 2 are going to be the bottom of the cookie, and then the thinner of the 2, if there's a thinner, we're going to use Liam's, and these are going to be the tops. And so the tops are where you're going to make the hole or the heart in the center. Shall we do Liam's? Okay, so we have to make sure that they're in the center and have to be really, really gentle. So you want to try and line up, show them, I'm going to try and line up this little point here, the little V in the hearts, try and line them up. Okay, Here we go. Right, press down very gently. Nice job. And sometimes it will come out Liam's hand and Liam's heart. So sometimes it will come out right in the cookie cutter as you're doing this, and then other times just we'll show you really gently. You can kind of help it out with a spatula. All right, come sit. Yeah.
Mom boob.
No.
Mom has boob.
Cut.
All right, hang on. Wait. We don't. All right. So before we use our spatulas to transfer them, we're going to put just a couple more of the tiny ones. A couple more up, so you can see some. Sometimes it pops right out like that, and you'll transfer them over to the baking sheet. And it's an ungreased baking sheet. You transfer them over just like that. Do you want to do one more? One more of Liam's hearts. Nice job.
That pop out.
Yeah, here, give me your hand. And very gently. Okay, put them on the baking sheet. Oh, nice job, bud. Liam has gotten very good at transferring things over. What's that?
I'm eating it when it's baked.
You're eating it when it's baked. Okay, now we're going to transfer these over. We're going to wait to cut more out. Okay, so we have our metal spatulas, right? What do we need to put on them so that they don't stick? Some flour. So if you're using a metal spatula, put a little bit of flour on it so that it doesn't stick. Let's put some on yours too. Okay. And this can sometimes be a little finicky. So we're going to be really gentle. You take just a minute. Wait till Mama's ready. You take kind of the outer parts of the dough away first. And then, and then come in for the cookie. Now, if you're not careful, just a second. If you're not careful, you can kind of start to have the cookie, the dough scrunch up or squish. So that's another reason why you want to have the flour on there. And you're going to transfer this over. We're not ready for this one. Just a second. Transfer it over really gently and slide it on. And we're going to take this one. So that's a bottom one. And we'll often keep the bottom on one side and the tops on the other side. Okay, ready? We're going to take this underneath like this. Nice job. And as you're transferring this, and this is sometimes a little bit of a hard part, kind of you want to pop the center out or let it fall out, which is easier said than done sometimes. One more, yep. And we want to try and make sure if there are any little cracks that you kind of just touch them up when you put them on, so that they don't crack while they're in the oven.
Mom, put it on your hand.
We're going to put it on your hand? Okay. All right, shall we do this one first? Let's get a little bit more flour. Okay, let's do this one first. Let's turn this around a little bit if we can to make it a little bit easier to reach, shall we? Just a sec, just a sec.
Go.
Okay, you hold yours. Ready? Yeah. Nice job, bud. Okay, wait for Mama for the next one. Hang on one sec.
Another one.
One more. Okay.
One more.
Ready?
One more.
A little bit more flour. A little bit more flour. Yeah. All right. Okay. Oh, nice. Okay. Here it's coming out. Ready? Ready? Catch it, catch it, catch it, catch it, catch it, catch it. Nice job.
Mama, put it in the
I did put it in your hand. Do you want to put it on here?
in the metal.
In the metal one? Should we do it over again in a minute? Oh, no, it's not. It's not what?
Okay.
It's not baked yet. All right, so we're going to cut out a few more and put them onto our baking pan. You're driving. It's not what? It's not safe to.
I'm diving and saying.
It's not safe to drive and bake.
You dive and
So-
say episode baking with babies.
You can drive and say episode of Baking with Babies. Yes, you can. So we're going to put these, we're going to make a couple more and then put these into the oven. The temperature that it calls for is 375. In our oven, we usually put it a little bit lower than that. Just, no, we're not going to eat it yet. Just because our oven tends to be a little bit hot with this. And so if your oven is the same way, make sure that you just put a little bit under so it doesn't tend to burn as quickly. So we'll put that in a few minutes. Bake for about 10 to 12 minutes and just keep an eye on it. If you have to rotate your pans and that kind of thing, or rotate which level it's on, just keep an eye on it. You want it to be a really light golden brown. You don't want it to make it too dark, or else it makes them very brittle. So we'll try that in a couple minutes, and happy baking, everybody. Good luck.
Happy baking, everybody.
Happy baking, everybody. Okay, let's make a couple more. Here we go underneath. Very gently. Ready?
Gently.
Gently, gently. Nice job. Okay.
Another one.
Well, just a minute. We'll scooch these little guys up.
I didn't open.
In the oven and putting them in. Yep.
That.
Right, ready?
Madonna and Papa Pound.
Let Grandma and Pop up some.
Go pop them out.
Make a little one here.
The pop out. I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know. The pop out.
It did pop out.
One.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, everyone.
What? Are you a
Like
total messer, a rascal? Hello, everybody. Welcome to
little baby with baby.
episode of Baking with Babies. Welcome back. And what are we making today? We're making.
That's already buying.
They are already baked. These are our heart cookies, and we are in the final stage where we put everything together. So we hope you guys did okay with your baking. We decided it got a little late last night when we were baking, so we decided to put them together today instead. So this is why we are dressed completely differently. No costume changes in the middle of episodes normally, huh?
You get in a balloon car.
No. We already loaded up your car. It's all set. All right, so let's put these together, dude.
You
So we've got our hearts. We've got our...
having toast.
You're having toast. We have our bottom hearts and then our top hearts. And then obviously when you cut out the middle of the top hearts, you get little Liam hearts, right? Yep. So we're going to make little jam sandwiches. So this is what we wind up doing. So we're going to decorate our tops first. We're going to put powdered sugar on them. Okay. So when you take the tops, lay them out.
Powdered sugar on them.
Powdered sugar on them. Yes. All right. So let's lay all of them
Sugar.
out. And we can do the same with some of the tops.
Eat it.
We're not going to eat them yet. We have to decorate them. We have to decorate them. So these are almost going to be like little jam sandwiches. No. Not yet.
Eat it.
No, we're not eating it yet. We have to decorate it. We have to decorate it. Yes, sir. All right. All right. So you're going to lay all of the tops of your heart cookies, your heart sandwiches out. And we're going to,
Eat it.
what are we going to put on the tops? What's this? Powdered sugar. So we have a powdered sugar shaker like this, as you can see. It's been well used. You can use that, or if you want, you can use a tea strainer, which often works really nicely as well. So we can show you both of them. So you're going to shake really lightly. And we're doing this on parchment paper just because it makes the cleanup a little bit easier. So you can do one like that where you want to fairly cover it
My
to get a really good
toast.
Excuse me.
May I have toast?
May I have toast, please? Yes.
May I toast?
No yelling for toast. No yelling for toast. All right, are you going to help me shake this on? All right, so you can take the strainer and just kind of tap it on the side like this. So they both give a really nice effect. This one is actually even a little bit finer than just shaking it on, but they both work really nicely. Okay, next one. We're going to do the next one. Yep. Stop. Let's move this one out of the way. Okay, keep going. Very nice. And you do the same thing with the little guys. So you get the idea. So obviously, if you've got a bunch of cookies, this takes a little while. So we'll just do a couple of these, and you set them aside.
Toast?
May I have a piece of toast, Dada?
Happy toast, Dada?
So you have these, and you set them aside for a moment. Especially if you're working with little guys, set them aside for the moment so that they're not as tempting. Well, we don't cut them yet. No. And then we're going to do some of the bottoms. What are we putting on the bottoms? Do you remember? What's this? Jam. We put jam. And so the recipe calls for raspberry jam because as you can see, the color of it is really nice and vibrant. You can put whatever jam you prefer, especially if it's not necessarily
on the bottom.
We put, this is the back and then this stays on the bottom, so we're going to put the jam here. Okay? So you can take a spoon. I find it's helpful to mix the jam up to soften it a little bit and make it smooth before we start this. Whoop, messer moo. All right. Shall we put some jam on here? Yep. Which butter knife should we use? That one? Okay, so you can use a butter knife, a small spatula, or a spoon, whatever seems to be easiest for you to control. So we're going to take this and we're going to dip it in. You going to help me? Or should Mommy use hers?
Will you dip?
Yep. Dip it in here and you take a little bit of jam. You're going to dab it on and you're going to spread it around. So you start
Not
with a
that
little bit.
one. Other one.
You want me to use the other one?
No.
Okay. Use the other one. So you take a little bit at a time, and you'll find a rhythm with this that makes it go a little bit faster. And you want to put enough on that it covers everything and it, fully. But you also don't want to put so much on that it squeezes out the side afterwards. So put a little bit on, maybe leave a little bit of room towards the side so that if you are traveling with them, if you're not serving them at your home, but you're serving them for another event, for something, that it doesn't squeeze out the side. So, toast. And we can do the same thing with the bottoms. And again, just a little bit goes a long way, especially with these little teeny guys. That's what's nice about this recipe is that you don't want to continue rolling out the extra bits of dough too much because it gets dry really quickly and gets a little tough. But the extra bits of dough you can make into these little hearts. Yep, we just put a little bit on each one of these. And so, shall we try putting the heart on the top? Help me put the heart on the top.
Huh?
Yep. Can I see your hand? You help me? Okay, so very, very gently, we're going to put the top right down on top. And look at that! You have a little Valentine heart sandwich. And the same thing, we'll take two of our tops. Should we put two of our tops on here?
Yeah.
And put yours on yours and Mom will put mine on hers. Okay. Oh! And there you have it, folks.
Wait.
Is that yummy? Say happy baking, everybody.
Happy baking, everybody. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
It's tomato, a baby. Hello, everybody. Hello, everyone.
What? Gotcha.